Okay then, Helldivers, we are back and we've got loads to go over today. It appears we've got a brand new major order in the midst, and alongside that, the DSS has been put back online. But now it's not being just put back online, we've got a load of changes that have been made to the DSS to make it 10 times better. And for me, these changes were absolutely A grade. We've also got a conversation with regards to super credits coming from Seth, which is quite an in-depth one, and maybe not the one that you guys want to hear, but the best one for the longevity of the game. Iron Sights is back with some incredible insights, and it's going to be a very interesting day indeed. If you haven't already, smash that beautiful blue thumbs up and subscribe with post notifications turned on. It'd be greatly appreciated. And make sure you check out our sponsor, GamerSupps, the company whose goal it is to offer esports athletes and gamers the most effective and healthy energy drink choice to help them perform to their highest potential, especially during the more crucial moments. And it's definitely a lot healthier than the energy drink cans that we're all used to. With it being completely keto friendly, zero sugar, and a decent amount of caffeine in tow, this thing should be absolutely incredible for your face, with accessories and snacks to boot. Link in the description. Go ahead and click it and use code CloudPlays at checkout for a cheeky discount. With that being said, let's see what it is that's going on inside of the game right now. So as it stands, we've got a brand new major order. We managed to complete the last one and it led to some, well, very interesting changes. This briefing right here states that the Democracy Space Station has been returned to operational status following a system-wide breakdown during the initial Illuminate invasion. Following a thorough review, the failure has been attributed to multiple failures to follow safety protocols, undoubtedly a result in the Illuminate interference. Staff surveillance systems have been revamped to prevent future sabotage. While the station was offline, Ministry of Defense engineers implemented a number of operational adjustments. The planetary bombardment tactical action has been taken offline until adjustments to optimize certain undesirable externalities can be completed. The heavy ordnance distribution tactical action has been added, which will augment Helldivers loadouts on the orbited planet. Now, we'll give you guys a breakdown of that one in a second, but finally, to better contend with the Illuminate threat, the engines of the DSS have been overhauled to allow movement 6 times more frequently than before. Now, this is an experimental change that will actively monitor to assess whether it achieves sufficient operational benefit to justify the strain of the station's systems. The Illuminate have continued their assault on Freedom Uninhabited, utilized the power of the newly repaired DSS to repel their invasion and save citizens. So what we are seeing is from the back end of that, we have got a awesome major order to defend against 14 attacks from the Illuminate over the next 5 days. This is going to be quite a testy one, and make sure that we're using the DSS properly to be able to actually utilize this major order and get the completion done in time. 14 seems to be a massive number, so for that reason I think that we really need to make sure that we're moving this around, and as of right now what we are seeing is actually quite interesting. The DSS is actually working so damn well that the Illuminate are not even on the galactic war map at this moment in time, with the last planet it being sent to was Rasp. It appears that it is definitely helping out the Helldivers, and hopefully they start pumping in some more planets yet to see the surface. But in your Democracy Space Station, we are now seeing a few changes. What we can see is if we take a look into the actions right now, you guys can still donate all of your samples and all of your rec slips to be able to actually utilize these pieces. You can confirm these movements and make it so that you guys can utilize the differences. Now, the heavy ordnance distribution has changed. We essentially had barrages all over the map at random points, and it was causing for a bit of a traitorous effect. But now we have got the orbital 380mm HE barrage stratagem during the missions, which means that if you guys are utilizing your main donation resources, what you are going to find is a extra stratagem when it's hovering above the planet. For me, a much better usage of the stratagem usage. On top of this, though, we have also got the selection point of where we can send the planets to, and this is a great one. We've now got a 4-hour turnover, and the station will currently move in the next 10 minutes, which is hilarious considering, well, we don't actually have another Illuminate planet to send it to. So, yeah, the DSS is definitely working a lot better, and it seems to be in really good stead. But I want to know what your guys' opinions are via the comment section below, and we've just put a poll up on the channel, so make sure you get involved with it. I'll leave the link down in the description for you guys to make your player input. With all of that waffle out of the way though, we do have a conversation coming from Cephas, which was quite an interesting one with regards to super credits. People were essentially asking for a 10 super credit award at the end during a mega nest, and that being the awards that we actually obtain. Now this is obviously only available during the higher levels, so it's going to be one of those where you guys kind of really want that extra super credits. But actually Cephas came back with a absolute banger of a response, and something I really do agree with. States, hey, interesting idea. The tricky thing still though is that even though it seems like a small change, due to the massive amount of players we have, it will have a big impact at scale. If you have 10,000 people gaining an extra 10 super credits during each extract, then that's 10,000 extra super credits people are not purchasing, meaning we'll get less revenue to invest in the game. Then multiply that by several missions every day across multiple months of time, and you'll end up with some huge numbers. The question here is, what are you trying to solve for when suggesting an additional super credit reward? Is it to make collecting super credits easier, faster, or more satisfying? To incentivize people paying more for super credits? Essentially what they're saying is if they give you more super credits, they'd have to charge for more super credits, meaning that the economy in it doesn't collapse, and that means that they can still make enough money to be able to make new features inside of the game. For me personally, they don't need to touch the super credits. Everything is absolutely fine, and people just kind of need to get off their high horse a little bit. I think that realistically, to think that you shouldn't have to pay for super credits is absolutely absurd. You most definitely should have to pay for super credits. Realistically, the game is not going to make any more money on a basis. You receive updates completely free, and for them to be able to give you those free updates, they need to be making a income source from somewhere. I just think that it's a logical situation. But one thing that we do want to see inside of the game, and I think we can all agree with, is something like this. The Helldivers gas tower. Saw this on a second sub and thought it would be an amazing idea, so pasting this into the main sub in hopes that it gains more traction and is possibly seen by devs. All credit goes to the Helldivers. Now, this right here is the gas tower. It sprays gas in an area, gas lingers longer as the tower lasts, and blinking fog lights to see where the tower is. I think that actually having some more towers, a lot like the Tesla tower, would be a really cool attribute. The Tesla tower is really effective, but it's the only one that we've got. So I think something like this could be very, very cool. Let me know if you guys agree via the comment section below. And to finalize the video, we have got an incredible showcase coming from Iron Sights, and this is huge leaks. So if you don't want to see this, now is the time of the video where you need to leave. But for those of you guys who are staying, we're going to get into some really interesting stuff, as Iron Sights has actually managed to get his hands on the weapon skins. Now, in this is a showcase of all working weapon skins on various different weapons. Now, we're just going to show you guys what the skins genuinely look like via one weapon sort, but you have the black, which looks absolutely awesome. We have forest, which looks, again, absolutely awesome. We have arctic, and we also have desert. Now, Venus is on there, but apparently it's not working at the moment. And he states that the shading seems to work perfectly on most weapons that he tried it with, so it is surprisingly polished. Now, this is the full weapon customization feature. Similar to attachment, it also has a dedicated UI element, which he is obviously not showing inside of the footage. But yeah, it's kind of interesting to see that these weapon skins are going to work along that narrative. I think it would kind of work the same way that we've got the skins on stuff like the Hell Pods and that now, which I'm not angry about. I don't want full customization of color. I think that that's when we end up with some absolutely ridiculous notions of how a gun could actually look. So I'm more than happy with this. But he does go on to state as well that sadly the UI is not fully working tonight. It's quite late for him and he's got a lot to try and crack on with. But this is also worth noting that there are shaders for the skins to be applied to armor as well. However, he does not have much info on it right now. So for me, this is great. I'm more than happy with it being a palette basis and not having full customization. I don't want people running around with pink guns and polka dots all over them. I quite like the idea of having it like leveled out so that we've got skins that we can issue on them. For me, it's definite win-win. Now, taking a look at your top comments was actually quite a hilarious one. One of them did do really, really well. And as much as it is a negative on me, I actually gave it quite a good giggle. This one right here states, Arrowhead farts, Cloud plays, no gay Helldivers. And that, unfortunately, is seeming to be the case, especially during the more quieter days. We do try to give you guys as much information as we possibly can. And the communication from the development team inside of the Discord that does get lost inside of the chats is what we tend to push out on those quieter days. So So if it's not for you, I do apologize, but that is essentially what it is that we've been doing here for about the last year now. And on top of that, the next one right here states, to the diver that lost their dad, my condolence, you have my super salute, soldier. Yeah, a lot of you guys genuinely did give a salute out to Don, who unfortunately passed away not that long ago. So it's a massive shame and it's absolutely awful to see, but it's really nice to see that the Helldivers are rallying behind such a great cause. And this next one right here states, we aren't getting anything until bug players prove they can read. That was 19 hours ago, and that did not age well. It did not age well. Anywho, that's unfortunately we've got time for today. We're going to be diving in with a live stream a little later on to go in and see what the DSS can really do. If you haven't already, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, post notifications turned on. Thanks again for watching, guys. Appreciate you all, and as always, I'll see you in the clouds.